All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another great money talk. My name is Keon Corniff, also known as Mr. Finance. And happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. What a wonderful day to have a great conversation about money. And as you know, today my topic is all about annuities, right? Annuities, annuities, annuities. Man, let me tell you something. I love me some annuities, right? I love me some annuities. So you're probably wondering why I like annuities so much and what makes annuities so awesome. It's just the understanding about annuities. Like they said, when you understand how money works, you make money work for you. When you don't understand how money works, you keep working for money. And a lot of people spend a lot of their years working for money, right? You need to stop it. All right, stop it. Don't keep just working for money. Find ways how to make money work for you. Are you gonna do the same thing your parents did and the same thing your grandparents did, and you're gonna keep making the same mistake? Okay, you know. Here's the thing: your kids can't inherit your job. Your kids can't inherit your career. The only thing your kids can inherit is a business, a system. Okay, money, wealth. You will never get rich working the job. So you got to understand how money works, right? And that's why it's important to spend that time to learn that thing. So, yeah, I just want to come on and tell you a little bit about why I love annuities, right? And I hope you can find some love in it too, because once you get it, you get it. Once you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, then you just don't understand money. You probably one of those people say it's a scam, right? You probably say it's a scam. You know what scam stands for? All you're telling me is that you're still confused about money. Right? That's all you're telling me. You're still confused about money. You probably never had no money. So you start confused about when someone try to tell you how to get some money. Right? And that there's nothing wrong with that, right? They said poor people is people who pass over opportunities repeatedly because they pass over the opportunity to learn and earn. So maybe your poor mentality and the idea that you think everybody's a scam, probably the reason why you won't get no money. So let me tell you a little bit about annuity. This morning I'm fired up. I'm fired up. You know, I have very wealthy friends, and wealthy friends influence me to think wealthy, talk wealthy, and make decisions to aim towards wealth, right? I'm not wealthy yet, but once you're around people that has it, guess what you'll be? If you hang around, you know, 10 broke people or 9 broke people, what do you think you're destined to be? The 10th one. Just like if you hang around 10 negative people or 9 negative people, what do you think you're going to be? Same thing, right? So you got to be careful of your association, and you got to make sure that you associate yourself with people that's doing things in life or at least going somewhere ambitious. And it's the same thing with money, guys. You can't hang around people that have bad money habits, right? You start catching on to it, right? People that don't respect money, money won't respect you. So why am I saying all this? It's because annuities is the same way. Yesterday you heard me talk about life insurance. If you don't treat money with respect, it won't respect you, right? And if you chase money, you won't ever catch it. Never chase money. Never chase money. Chase your dreams. Chase your dreams. Trace your goals. Have a goal. Have a purpose. You can't say my purpose in life is to just become rich. That is so poor. You're even more poor than the richest man in the world or the poorest people that has nothing. You got to have a purpose. Money follow purpose. So what's the purpose of this call? It's not just to teach you how money work. It's to help you change your mindset, right? It's to help you to change your mindset, because until your mind is changed, the body won't do anything different, right? So if you're ever coming on the call, you're like, man, I'm waiting for the secret. I can't wait to learn this thing. And you have no purpose, no desire to do with it. What you going to do with it? Who are you going to talk to right after this call? Who are you going to call right after this call and say, hey, do you know about annuities? Who did you call yesterday after the call? You heard all this good information. Who you calling? Who you talking to? Right? You see, That's why they say that, what they say, knowledge is power. Yes, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is just good information. Applied knowledge is powerful. Until you apply what you're learning, it's either you apply it personally or you're teaching it. That's applying knowledge. Many of you guys are so smart. You went to school and got all this information in your head. And what you did with it, you taught nobody with it. You walk around and you feel smart. Hey, why do you think I started Money Talk? Why do you think I started recording Money Talk? Because I know I'm smart. So I have to record it so the world can hear it. Right? So here's the thing. Annuities are two type of annuities in this world. Right? There's two kind of annuities. It's either the annuity is a deferred, okay, or the annuity is called immediate. There's two forms of annuity. It's no confusion, right? It's either you have a deferred annuity or you have a immediate annuity. You know, that's how simple it is, right? So when you break it all down, what does that mean? Well, it depends on what the payout phase is, right? Because the annuities go through two different type of phase, right? There's two kind of phase that the annuity go through. Annuity either go to what's known as a accumulation phase, or annuity go to what's known as a payout phase, right? So there's two kind of annuities and there's two kind of phases that they go through. It goes through accumulation phase or it go through what's known as a payout phase. So which one goes to which? It's almost like what's that thing called? Connect the word to the next word. I forgot what they call that. It's almost like, it's not crossword, but whatever. It's like now you're connecting one word to the next, and what word go to what, right? So when you look at a deferred annuity, a deferred annuity is connected to what's known as accumulation phase. Okay, right? It goes to what's called the accumulation phase. Then you have what's known as the immediate. An immediate annuity is connected to a payout phase. Now you're probably wondering why, right? Why is it like this? Why annuities is set up this way? Well, it's simple. If it's going to be a deferred, think about it. You're deferred, meaning that you're not taking it right now. It's deferred. It deferred. The money you put in there, your rollover, your whatever, right? Is deferred. You're not taking the money right now. That's what deferred mean. I'm not taking the money right now. So because you're not taking the money right now, it has to go through a phase called accumulation, which means that because you're not taking the money right now, the money will grow. Accumulation phase. All right. So how can the money grow? It could grow based upon the performance of the index, or the money could also grow through contribution, right? So that's why they call it the accumulation phase. So accumulation phase is tied to what's called a deferred annuity. Okay. All right. Now we got that. Next thing, let's talk about the immediate, right? Immediate. What does the word immediate means? What's an immediate annuity? Immediate means that I'm taking the money right now. Immediate. I'm taking money now. So what phase that requires? That phase requires to learn what is known as the payout phase, because I immediately want money. So I need to learn how to get my payout phases. Okay. I need to know what's the payout phase at this moment. Okay. Because that's what immediate means. So it means that if I put 100,000 in there right now, and I want the 100,000 to start paying out to me right now, it's called an immediate annuity. Okay. Immediate annuity. And an immediate annuity is tied to a payout phase. All right. So that's how simple it is, guys. It really not that complicated. It's really that simple. So what happened? What takes place through the accumulation phase? Now, through the accumulation phase, this is where you could contribute money inside of it, and it will grow what's known as tax deferred. Okay, tax deferred means that you're not paying any taxes on what you're putting in right now, because underneath the tax bracket, annuities falls underneath a tax later bracket, which is a tax deferred bracket, which means that the money you put in is pre-tax money, and pre-tax money deposit in account is money that you have not yet paid income tax on, but you definitely pay taxes on it later on every withdrawal. That's why they have all these things. So the rules still apply. 59 and a half still apply. 72 or 70 and a half still applies. Okay. So always remember that. So now, what's the second one? Immediate, the payout phase. What does the payout phase requires you to do? So when you start to go through different payout phase, right? In some circumstances, you have to do what's called annuitize, right? These are words they use. I'm just helping you with the vocabulary. It's annuitization. You probably hear words like, oh, they annuitize my contract, right? Annuitization. They annuitize. What do it mean? It means that you surrender over the policy to the company. Like, let's say that I don't want to call a company name due to compliance reasons, but let's say that you annuitize a contract to Snoopy Insurance, right? There you go. So Snoopy Insurance say, hey, give me control of the money and I will give you control of how much money you get from this thing, right? So Snoopy Insurance say, hey, you'll get $5,000 a month, right? Up until a certain different payout phases. I'm gonna explain the different payout phases that you have. So Snoopy Insurance, you surrender the policy to them. That's the annuitization of the policy to then trigger the payout phase. Okay. So that's how it works. Okay. So what is the different payout phases? Now, the different payout phases that they have is payout phases like they have something called like period certain, right? What is period certain? Period certain. Think about the word period certain, period certain, period certain. What does period means? It means you know exactly, period, certain. You know exactly how many years you want that money to come to you, right? So the period certain. Example, if say that you pick, I want the money to come to me for the next 20 years. All right. You're 65 and you say, hey, at 65, I want the money coming in for me the next 20 years. All right. So they trigger that, they calculate, hey, how much would you get every month for the next 20 years based upon how much you have saved inside the vehicle. All right. So for whatever reason, if you did die, all right, let's say that you died in the first 10 years, the other 10 years that you have left over will go to your beneficiary. All right. Now, what if you live past the 20 years, right? From 65, now you're 87. The payment will stop at the 20 years. That's the period certain. Okay. It will stop at 85. It won't continue on to 86. Now, they also have something called what is known as a lifetime payout. All right, a lifetime payout. And what does a lifetime payout mean? Lifetime payout is exactly what it says. Lifetime. All right, it's for a lifetime. So let's say that same example, you're 65, you reach 85, past 20 years, cool. You're still going to have payment coming. You live to 100, cool. Payment's still coming, right? You live to 200, cool. Payment's still coming. Now, the only bad part about that is, let's say that you had $500,000, right? You lived the first year, but you died the second year into this. Now, what does that happen to you? What does that mean? That means that whatever is left over, you only enjoyed $60,000 in that first year. You died the second year, that January, right? Now, what happened to all that money? The company get to keep that. Yeah, the company get to keep that, right? Because you already surrendered the policy to the company, right? You annuitized the contract. You agreed to the lifetime payout. It was your job to live, but you died. So now the company hold on to all of that, right? Now, how about this one? They have one that's called period certain and lifetime payout, right? Pretty cool one. So now this is you saying that, hey, I'm going to live for 20 years, right? And you also have a lifetime attached to it as well. And then at this moment now, you let's say that you live past the 20 years, right? You're still going to have income coming in because remember, you have the lifetime with it as well. But let's say that you die before the first 20 years, right? Right? You die before the first 20 years. It will continue on for your beneficiary, right? Pretty cool. Then they also have what is known as a if I remember correctly, it's called survivors payout as well. This one is for really married couples. So if something happened to one couple, the money will still come in for the other couple, right? Pretty cool. Pretty cool feature. So it's called I think it's called Survivors Payout. But then over the years, annuities have evolved into something amazing, you know. Annuities have evolved into something amazing where they have now moved and even have something what's called lifetime payment riders, right? Now they add on riders on these things. And now the riders that you can add on there, right? It requires you not to annuitize your contract, meaning that you don't have to surrender your contract. You're still control of your annuity. So the annuitization doesn't have to be required because it's a lifetime income rider that you could literally turn on and turn off inside of your annuity. And it's a rider. So it requires you not to annuitize and surrender your money to the company. So it's a pretty cool feature, really cool feature, right? So it's something that you guys got to learn a little bit more about, right? And you know, one of the reasons why I love annuities, and I think anybody in their right mind will have a 401k or 403b or IRA, and things like that. I think you guys should really be very up to date with this type of knowledge and look into it, because if you don't, two things I already know are going to happen. You're going to lose a whole bunch of money in your retirement, and at the end of the day, you're going to be screaming off the top of your lungs every time the market fluctuates. So you can either take my word for it, or hey, you could do your own research and prove me wrong. But not that annuity is for everybody either. Just so I make that clear, it's not for everybody. But I personally, if I have a 401k and I have a 403b or 457 or IRA, stuff like that, and there comes a time where I got to learn about annuities, then I think you should, right? Because there's different forms of annuity. I didn't touch into that yet. We're going to cover that shortly. But what I'm saying is that you should learn about rolling over, right? If you never heard of rollovers, your companies and your jobs already been doing it to you, right? Because you know what they tell you? You've been making that mistake of for years now, where you're rolling over one 401k plan or one tax deferred plan into another tax deferred plan, but you're doing it in your company versus creating your own. Because when the company tanks or the company goes belly up, then what happened to your money? You already saved this money from the previous job. Now you lost it because you put it into a whole another company. Yeah, so you've been doing rollovers for years, right? Or better yet, you do the one that's even more crazier. You leave it there. You just leave it there and do nothing with it. No urgency to change that. No urgency to take control of your money. You just let it be there with your old job. It's like still having your clothes inside of your ex, closet, and knowing that your clothes is still there, and you can't even go back there to your ex house, but your ex, your ex still have your clothes up in your closet. That sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, right? So this is where you really gotta you gotta learn how to take control, guys. All right, you gotta learn how to take control of your finances all over again. So the thing is this: you got to learn how to roll over things, roll over and take control, right? Because when they were with the company, you couldn't control them. So now, what other different things can you roll over your money into, right? What are the different forms of annuities, and why annuities are so awesome? Man, I love annuities, right? Because annuities give you four things that most people don't talk about. And what are the four things annuities give you? Let me give you some of the breakdown. Number one, annuities can give you what's known as growth. Annuities can also give you safety. Annuities can also give you protection, right? And here's another thing: annuities can give you another source of income stream. Okay, these are four things that annuities can give you. All right, and there's so many cool annuities out there. There's a lot of annuities. Did you know that annuities are an insurance product? Did you guys know that? Did you know that annuities are an insurance product? It's like a reverse life insurance, right? It's literally like a reverse life insurance. Annuities, and you know that, did you know that annuities avoid probate? Some annuities can do that, and there's no fees, right? There's no fees. Some annuities contract don't have no fees and actually avoid probates. Did you know that? Ah, I see you guys are learning something today. But the question I always ask again, can your 401ks, your 403bs, your IRAs, your SEP IRAs, can they do that? I bet you they can't, right? I bet you they can't. So these are the things that you got to learn. You got to learn this. So what are the different kind of annuities? First one, let's talk about the one that everybody most likely know. Everybody know about variable annuities. All right, variable annuities. Now, what is variable annuities? So variable annuities is exactly what it is. It's tied to the market. It works literally just like your 401ks. All right. It's tied to the market performance. It got fluctuation. It goes up and down. It's by the performance of the market. Okay. So that's why for variable annuities, you have to know what is your risk tolerance. Okay. You got to know what is your risk tolerance in order for you to understand how to invest your money properly. Okay. Then you have what's known as a fixed. Okay. You have what's known as a guarantee fixed annuity. Okay. And what are those annuities like that? Is like, you got to think about the word fixed. Fixed means what? It's a fixed guarantee rate. They give you a guarantee rate, which is pretty much conservative. So even if the market does good or bad, they probably give it like a 2-3%, right? Every year, right? No matter what. So that one's very fixed. But then they also have what's called the FIA. Woo! Let me tell you something, man. I love that one. The FIA. I'm a big fan of FIAs. I do rollovers. Okay. And I help my clients to really understand FIAs, because what is an FIA? It's called a fixed index annuity. Oh my God. It's like an IUL, but it's just that it's not like an IUL, but it comes with a lot of IUL features as far as the growth and safety part goes. And it's incredible vehicle. Now, a fixed index annuity gives you the same thing like we said. It gives you a fix, right? It gives you a fixed rate. Now, the rate is not just fixed, but it's a lot higher. So it gives you, like, let's say that a cap, right? It gives you a cap of an index. So the good thing is that you can have access to indexes, like different kind of index. That's what the I stands for, right? And the I stands for the index that you have access to. So it could be access to an index like a S&P 500, or maybe a Dow Jones, or a NASDAQ, or even a Euro stock, or Hang Seng, right? There's different companies. Different companies use different indexes, all right? That's around the world, all right? So the real cool thing about it is that the index, right, it comes with a cap and a floor. So they'll give you like a cap at, like, say 5-8%, right? A cap. So if the market does 10%, you probably can't go over that, right? So they got like a cap. And then on top of that, they also give you what's known as a floor, right? A floor, which means that the floor is probably like 0%. So if the market goes down below zero, you'll never lose any principal. So they guarantee you never lose. That's guaranteed in the contract. Every time the market does negative, you never lose. All right. And then as far as protection wise, like I said, some of them even help you to avoid probate, no fees, right? And they even have the option where you could add on the income, right? The income rider for life, right? The lifetime income rider on there, so that we don't have to annuitize your contract. So a lot of these vehicles are really cool, man. They're really, really awesome. I like them. Even some companies out there allow you to have what's known as an uncap, okay, growth potential, uncap, right? There's some companies out there that allow that. And, depending on your state, I'll tell you right now, New York sucks. I said that on record. I said it on recorded. I said it right now. New York's regulations is horrible. So if you're in the state of New York, don't feel bad, but there's still companies out there, but New York is horrible. All right. It's the only state that I see that have such strict sanctions and rules and regulation on everything. I was like, God, can't stand New York. But we're still gonna help you, New Yorkers. All right. So don't feel bad. The thing is also is that even some of the companies give you like bonuses, right? For doing rollovers, they give you like a bonus, which is also really cool. So yeah, it's really, really cool when you understand annuities, man. And the thing is, what's the greatest part about annuities? And I left it for last. because you had to listen, right? You had to listen to catch this part. This is where people miss nuggets because they jump off too early. The best part about an annuity is that you can put as much money you want inside of it, unlimited amount. If you have $1 trillion, $1 billion, millions, you could put it away in annuities because annuities have no limit to how much money you could put in there. No limit. Woo! How many of you knew that? Right? You see that? Now, the question I ask again, can your 401k, can your IRA, can your SEP IRA, can your stocks, can your mutual funds, can they do that? Can't touch this. All right. So that's the reason why I love annuities and I love life insurance, because those two things work really awesome together, man. It's really, really awesome if you really know how to, put together your portfolio. And it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing vehicle. You just got to understand why you're using it and why it could work for you, right? And if it can't work for you, there's always multiple options. Maybe then you could fall back on the IRAs, the 401ks, and whatever, right? But at least learn about the Ferrari and the Rolls Royce first before you settle for the Toyota. Because many of you guys could drive Rolls Royces, you could drive Ferraris, but you settle for the Toyota because someone who was driving the Toyota tell you to get a Toyota and you believe them. Nothing against Toyota. I'm just saying, if you could get a Ferrari, I would rather take a 458 Spider than I would take a Toyota. All right. I rather, just my personal preference, So if anybody on the call listening, you want to gift me a 488 Spider, I love you. Um, but yeah, it's really, really cool. Really, really cool if you truly understand it. And I hope this helped you guys to understand a little bit more about annuities. And like I said, do your due diligence. Remember, it's still a tax deferred though. So the money's still pre-tax. You will be taxed on every withdrawal. All that still come in line. But man, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's still really cool. It's like your plan B if you can't qualify for life insurance. You can have something to fall back on, right? And some of them requires like a small amount to start or roll over. Some companies are like 2,500 minimum to roll over qualified money. If it's non-qualified, they probably start you off at 10,000 requirement to do non-qualified. So yeah, it's just different things you can learn about that. So hope you guys got a lot to learn. People like Ben Bernanke. If you guys don't know who he is, go look him up. This is a gentleman that used to do a lot of great things at the Federal Reserve, and you should definitely look into him. He actually put most of his money inside of annuities, right? So it's really, really cool. So quick announcements. Just so you guys know, you're invited to our financial literacy classes where we teach you the 4 steps of financial freedom. All right. You want to be free, right? Come back to the classes. You can learn how to make, save, grow, and protect your money. I know a lot of the time people say, well, Keon, I already been to the class. Okay, that's fine. Come back again. Come and learn. Did you learn everything the first time? It doesn't matter how many times you attend this. Are you applying what you learned? That's the real question. It's one thing to say, oh, I attend the class already, Keon. I need to come back again. Wrong. You did not learn anything yet. You heard the good information, but you're not even applying it, because if you did, you wouldn't be on this call today. So the next thing that you would do is also give you the opportunity to come and learn about our campaign, right? If you want to learn more about why this campaign started, it's not me. I'm not the one who started this campaign. I'm just a proud world system builder, and I'm a relentless educator. So, if you want to learn more about the opportunity and things like that, what we're doing in our campaign, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. we do provide these classes so people come and learn more. All right, we encourage you to do that, and definitely take the time to really come and learn more as well. So always remember that you're one decision away from changing your future for the better. So remember that the choice is always yours. I hope you choose wisely.